Friends, colleagues, fellow citizens. How many of us diligently work hard, earn our living, and then entrust our hard-earned money to the safe hands of our banks? It's a natural instinct, a responsible habit ingrained in us. We feel secure knowing our funds are protected. But today, I want to ask you a crucial question. Are we being smart with our money, or are we inadvertently loaning it to the bank for free? Think about it. You deposit your savings, and the bank, in turn, uses that money to provide loans, invest, and generate profits. And what do we, the original owners of that capital, often receive in return? A meager interest rate, sometimes barely enough to keep pace with the rising cost of living, and in some cases, virtually nothing at all. This brings me to my first key point: opportunity cost. Every rupee sitting idle in a low-interest or zero-interest account is a rupee that could be working harder for you. It's a missed opportunity to grow your wealth, to secure your future, and to achieve your financial goals faster. Inflation, the silent thief of our purchasing power, is constantly chipping away at the real value of that stagnant money. This leads me to my second point: inflation erosion. Imagine your money is a loaf of bread. Every year, inflation eats away a slice. If your money isn't growing at a rate higher than inflation, you're essentially ending up with less bread each year, even if the number of loaves, your nominal balance, remains the same. We work hard for our money, and we cannot afford to let its value diminish passively. But the good news is, there are alternatives. This is my third key point: alternative investment options. The financial landscape offers a variety of avenues for your money to grow beyond the basic savings account. From higher-yield savings accounts and money market funds to carefully considered short-term bonds and other low-risk investments, there are ways to make your money work for you, rather than simply sitting in a bank vault generating profits primarily for the institution. It's about exploring options that align with your risk tolerance and financial objectives. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, this is about financial empowerment and control. Actively managing your money, understanding where it's going and how it's growing, is a fundamental step towards taking control of your financial future. It's about becoming financially literate, making informed decisions, and moving beyond the passive role of simply depositing and withdrawing. It's about understanding that your money is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used effectively to build a better future. So, I urge you today, let's reevaluate where our money is parked. Let's explore the possibilities beyond the basic bank account. Let's educate ourselves on the various options available. Let's stop inadvertently loaning our hard-earned money to the bank for free. Let's take charge, make informed decisions, and make our money work for us, securing a brighter and more prosperous future for ourselves and our families. The concept of opportunity cost strikes at the very heart of our financial well-being and our potential for growth. It's a principle that often lurks beneath the surface of our daily financial decisions, a silent undercurrent influencing the trajectory of our wealth accumulation. For a motivational audience, individuals driven by ambition, a desire for progress, and a yearning to maximize their potential, understanding and internalizing the power of opportunity cost is not just about finance. It's about embracing a mindset of optimization in all aspects of life. Consider this: time, energy, and resources are finite. Every choice we make inherently involves a trade-off. When we choose to spend our time on one activity, we simultaneously forfeit the opportunity to engage in countless others. Similarly, when we allocate our financial resources in a particular way, we are, by definition, choosing not to allocate them elsewhere. The concept of opportunity cost compels us to look beyond the immediate, tangible outcome of a decision and to consider the unseen, the potential benefits that are foregone as a result of that choice. In the context of our finances, particularly the act of leaving significant sums of money languishing in low-interest or no-interest bank accounts, the opportunity cost is often profound yet subtly destructive. We might feel a sense of security, a comfort in seeing a certain balance reflected on our bank statement. However, this perceived safety net can be a deceptive illusion, masking the potential for that very same money to be actively working towards our financial goals. Imagine the entrepreneur with a groundbreaking idea, the aspiring homeowner saving for a down payment, the parent diligently planning for their child's education, or the individual striving for financial independence. For each of these aspirations, capital is a crucial catalyst. Every rupee that remains stagnant in an account yielding negligible returns is a rupee that is not contributing to the realization of these dreams. It's a missed opportunity to accelerate progress, to compound growth, and to bring those visions closer to reality. The power of compounding, a cornerstone of wealth building, is directly undermined by the inaction of keeping funds idle. Albert Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, recognizing its exponential power over time. However, this magic can only occur when our money is actively invested or placed in vehicles that generate meaningful returns. Funds sitting in accounts that barely outpace inflation, or worse, fall behind it, are essentially missing out on the opportunity to earn returns on their previous earnings. This lost compounding effect can be substantial over the long term, creating a significant gap between our actual financial standing and our potential financial standing. Furthermore, the opportunity cost extends beyond mere monetary returns. It encompasses the potential for financial flexibility and the ability to seize unforeseen opportunities. Imagine a lucrative investment prospect arising, a chance to acquire an appreciating asset or an unexpected business venture. Having readily accessible capital that has been actively growing provides the agility to capitalize on such moments. Conversely, funds tied up in low-yield accounts may not have grown sufficiently to allow for decisive action, leading to another layer of opportunity cost, the loss of potential future gains. The motivational aspect here is about recognizing that our financial resources are not meant to be static. They are meant to be dynamic tools that can propel us towards our ambitions. By understanding the opportunity cost of financial inaction, we are empowered to move beyond complacency and to actively seek out avenues for growth. This requires a shift in mindset, a conscious decision to become proactive stewards of our finances rather than passive depositors. It's about asking ourselves critical questions. What could this money be doing for me right now? What potential future gains am I sacrificing by keeping it in this low-yield environment? What steps can I take to deploy these resources more effectively in alignment with my financial goals? Embracing the concept of opportunity cost is not about reckless risk-taking. It's about informed decision-making. It's about understanding the trade-offs inherent in every financial choice and consciously opting for strategies that maximize our potential for growth and financial freedom. It's about recognizing that the perceived safety of inaction can often be the most significant risk of all, the risk of missing out on a more prosperous and fulfilling financial future. It's a call to action, a motivation to move beyond the comfort zone of minimal returns and to actively engage in building the financial future we deserve. The insidious erosion of our wealth through inflation is a silent adversary that relentlessly undermines our financial progress. For a motivational audience, individuals driven by achievement and the desire to build a secure future, understanding the mechanics and impact of inflation is paramount. It's not merely an economic concept, it's a direct threat to the purchasing power of our hard-earned money and a significant obstacle to realizing our long-term aspirations. Ignoring inflation is akin to diligently filling a bucket with water while a hidden leak steadily drains its contents. Imagine the dedicated professional diligently saving for retirement, the ambitious entrepreneur reinvesting profits into their business, or the young couple meticulously putting aside funds for their first home. Each of these individuals is working diligently to accumulate capital, envisioning a future where their financial resources provide security and opportunity. However, if the growth of their savings or investments fails to outpace the rate of inflation, they are, in essence, running in place. The nominal value of their holdings might increase, but the actual goods and services those holdings can purchase steadily diminish. Inflation, at its core, is the general increase in the prices of goods and services in an economy over time. This means that with the same amount of money, you can purchase less in the future than you can today. The impact might seem gradual and imperceptible in the short term, like a slow drip, but over years and decades, this erosion can be substantial, silently stealing a significant portion of our wealth. Consider the individual who diligently saves a fixed amount each month in a low-interest bank account. While the balance grows incrementally due to the meager interest earned, the purchasing power of that growing balance might actually be shrinking if the inflation rate exceeds the interest rate. They are working hard and saving responsibly, yet the real value of their savings is being eroded by an external economic force they may not fully appreciate. This can lead to a disheartening realization later in life when their accumulated savings do not provide the level of security and comfort they had envisioned. For a motivational audience, this understanding of inflation should serve as a powerful catalyst for action. It highlights the urgency of actively managing our finances and seeking strategies that not only preserve capital but also generate returns that outpace the rate of inflation. Simply storing money in instruments that offer returns lower than inflation is a passive acceptance of wealth erosion, a concession to this silent adversary. The motivational imperative here is to become financially literate and proactive in combating the negative effects of inflation. This involves understanding different asset classes, exploring investment options that have historically provided inflation-adjusted returns, and making informed decisions about where to allocate our capital. It's about shifting from a mindset of simply saving to a mindset of strategic financial growth. Think about the implications for long-term goals. The cost of education, healthcare, and real estate, among other essential expenses, tends to rise with inflation. If our savings and investments are not growing at a sufficient rate, achieving these goals becomes increasingly challenging, requiring us to save even more just to stand still in terms of real purchasing power. This can create unnecessary stress and hinder our progress towards our aspirations. Furthermore, inflation can impact our standard of living in retirement. Individuals who rely on fixed income streams that do not adjust for inflation may find their purchasing power gradually declining over time, potentially compromising their financial security in their later years. Understanding and planning for inflation is therefore a crucial aspect of long-term financial well-being. The motivational message is clear: we cannot afford to be complacent in the face of inflation. We must actively engage with our finances, educate ourselves about investment strategies that can mitigate inflationary pressures, and make conscious choices about where we store and grow our wealth. It's about taking control of our financial destiny and refusing to let the silent thief of inflation diminish the fruits of our labor. It's a call to empowerment, urging us to become informed and proactive participants in managing our financial futures, ensuring that our hard work translates into lasting and meaningful wealth accumulation that outpaces the relentless march of rising prices. It's about building a financial fortress that can withstand the eroding forces of inflation and secure the future we strive for. The exploration of alternative investment options ignites the spirit of opportunity and empowers a motivational audience to break free from the limitations of conventional financial thinking. For individuals driven by progress and the desire to maximize their potential, understanding that the financial landscape extends far beyond basic bank accounts is a crucial step towards achieving true financial mastery. It's about recognizing that our capital, the fruit of our labor and ingenuity, possesses the potential to multiply and work for us in diverse and dynamic ways. Sticking solely to low-yield accounts is akin to harnessing the power of a magnificent stallion and keeping it confined to a small, unproductive enclosure. Consider the ambitious professional seeking to accelerate their wealth accumulation, the visionary entrepreneur aiming to diversify their assets, or the proactive individual determined to build a robust financial future. For each of these driven individuals, the realization that a spectrum of investment opportunities exists is liberating. It opens up possibilities for generating higher returns, outpacing inflation more effectively, and ultimately achieving their financial goals with greater speed and efficiency. The world of finance, while sometimes perceived as complex, offers a range of tools and avenues designed to help our money grow beyond the modest returns offered by traditional savings accounts. One such avenue lies in higher-yield savings accounts and money market funds. These options often provide interest rates that are significantly more competitive than standard checking or savings accounts, offering a relatively low-risk way to earn a better return on readily accessible funds. For those seeking a slightly higher level of potential return without significant market volatility, These can serve as an intelligent alternative to parking large sums in accounts with minimal interest. They represent a step up the ladder of financial growth, a conscious decision to seek a more favorable environment for our capital to appreciate. Beyond these more liquid options lie the realm of short-term bonds. These debt instruments, issued by governments or corporations, typically carry a defined interest rate and a maturity date. While they involve a degree of risk, particularly concerning the issuer's creditworthiness, short-term bonds can offer a predictable income stream and potentially higher returns than traditional savings accounts, especially in certain economic environments. For the motivated individual seeking to diversify their holdings and explore fixed income opportunities, short-term bonds can be a valuable addition to their financial toolkit. Furthermore, depending on individual risk tolerance, financial goals, and time horizons, the landscape of low-risk investments offers a broader array of possibilities. This could include diversified index funds, which provide exposure to a wide range of stocks or bonds, thereby mitigating individual company risk. It could also encompass carefully selected dividend-paying stocks of stable and established companies, offering the potential for both capital appreciation and regular income. Real estate, with its potential for rental income and long-term appreciation, can also be a viable option for those willing to undertake the responsibilities of property ownership. The motivational power of exploring these alternative investment options lies in the shift from a passive recipient of minimal interest to an active participant in the growth of one's own wealth. It's about taking ownership of our financial future, educating ourselves about different investment vehicles, and making informed decisions that align with our individual circumstances and aspirations. It's about recognizing that our money has the potential to be a powerful engine for wealth creation, but only if we strategically deploy it in environments where it has the opportunity to grow. This exploration is not about blindly chasing high returns or engaging in reckless speculation. It's about prudent diversification, understanding risk and reward, and making calculated decisions based on our financial knowledge and goals. It's about moving beyond the comfort zone of familiarity and embracing the potential that lies within the broader financial landscape. The motivational message is clear: don't limit your financial horizons to the confines of a basic bank account. Explore the diverse array of investment options available, understand their potential benefits and risks, and make informed choices that empower your money to work harder for you. It's about taking control of your financial journey, actively seeking opportunities for growth, and building a future where your capital is a dynamic force propelling you towards your ambitions. It's a call to financial empowerment, urging you to become an active investor in your own future, unlocking the potential of your money and realizing the financial success you strive for. The pursuit of financial empowerment and control resonates deeply with the aspirations of a motivational audience, individuals who inherently seek agency and mastery in all facets of their lives. It transcends the mere accumulation of wealth and delves into the realm of understanding, managing, and directing one's financial resources with intention and knowledge. For those driven by a desire for self-determination and the realization of their full potential, achieving financial empowerment is not just a desirable outcome. It's a fundamental aspect of living a life of purpose and impact. It's about moving from a state of passive reliance to one of active command over one's financial destiny. Consider the ambitious professional striving for independence, the creative entrepreneur building a legacy, or the proactive individual seeking to secure their future and contribute meaningfully to the world. For each of these individuals, financial empowerment is not just about having money. It's about understanding how money works, making informed decisions about its allocation, and using it as a tool to achieve their broader life goals. It's about cultivating a sense of mastery over their financial landscape, rather than feeling overwhelmed or controlled by it. The journey towards financial empowerment begins with financial literacy. This involves acquiring the knowledge and skills necessary to understand basic financial principles, such as budgeting, saving, investing, and managing debt. It's about demystifying the world of finance, moving beyond vague notions and developing a clear understanding of how money flows and how different financial instruments operate. For a motivational audience, this pursuit of knowledge is not a burden but an exciting opportunity to expand their capabilities and gain a crucial advantage in navigating the complexities of modern life. It's about equipping oneself with the intellectual tools necessary to make sound financial decisions. Once a foundational understanding is established, the next step towards financial empowerment is taking control of one's financial habits. This involves creating a budget, tracking expenses, and making conscious choices about spending. It's about aligning financial outflows with one's values and priorities, ensuring that resources are directed towards what truly matters. For a motivational audience, this act of conscious control resonates with their inherent drive for intentionality and purposefulness in all aspects of their lives. It's about being the active architect of one's financial reality, rather than a passive recipient of circumstances. Furthermore, financial empowerment involves proactive engagement with one's financial future. This means setting clear financial goals, developing strategies to achieve those goals, and regularly reviewing and adjusting those strategies as circumstances change. It's about taking a long-term perspective, understanding the power of compounding, and making consistent efforts to build wealth and security over time. For a motivational audience, this forward-thinking approach aligns with their inherent ambition and their desire to create a lasting impact. It's about envisioning a desired future and actively taking steps to bring it to fruition. Finally, financial empowerment fosters a sense of confidence and agency. When individuals understand their finances, have control over their spending, and are actively working towards their financial goals, they experience a greater sense of security and freedom. This newfound confidence can spill over into other areas of their lives, empowering them to take more risks, pursue their passions, and make choices aligned with their values. For a motivational audience, this sense of agency is paramount, as it fuels their drive to achieve and make a meaningful contribution to the world. It's about breaking free from the constraints of financial uncertainty and embracing the possibilities that come with financial mastery. The motivational message is clear. Financial empowerment is not a passive state, it is an active pursuit. It requires a commitment to learning, a willingness to take control, and a proactive approach to planning for the future. By embracing financial literacy, cultivating sound financial habits, and actively engaging with our financial goals, we move beyond the role of passive bystanders and become empowered architects of our own financial destinies. This journey towards financial empowerment is not just about money. It's about unlocking our full potential, gaining greater control over our lives, and building a future of security, opportunity, and purpose. It's a call to action, urging us to take ownership of our financial well-being and embark on the empowering path towards financial mastery. In conclusion, friends, the message is clear. Stop inadvertently loaning your hard-earned money to the bank for free. Recognize the opportunity cost of inaction. Understand the silent erosion caused by inflation. Actively explore alternative investment options that can help your money grow. And most importantly, strive for financial empowerment and control over your financial future. By taking these steps, you move from being a passive participant to an active architect of your financial well-being, securing a more prosperous and fulfilling future for yourselves and your loved ones. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to consider a more empowered approach to managing your finances. I hope this has inspired you to take action and make your money work harder for you.